Are you interested in hearing about or learning about or having experiences in higher dimensions or with aliens, with multidimensional beings and collective consciousnesses? Well, I've got a few stories contained in this excerpt from my podcast last week with Chloe Pedalino from The Source Within, where we talked about our experiences in Sedona and in Mount Shasta with aliens, ascended masters, and more. This is Tracy Kumbera with your multidimensional journey, and let's get started.
I have had memories about actually being Atlantean. I'll start there because I think a part of why I have been drawn to Shasta is to remember a lot. And I have had this memory of me being Atlantean towards the end of the Lemurian civilization, actually being in charge of helping Lemurians move to that area and to the Pacific
Really?
Northwest. You and I have talked about me being a bridge in so many ways as well. And you've spoken about connecting more with Lemuria past that. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I connect more with Atlantean. And so in history, it could be that they were at odds. And they were to some
Hmm.
extent. But I believe I was in this bridge role of knowing that like I was not favored by the Lemurians that I was trying to help, but also trying to actually help them reach safety and reach Telos.
Oh,
And
wow.
so I have that memory, and I've had that through connecting through the land here, not just in Shasta, but also just the Pacific Northwest, the mountain ranges out here. And the energy in Shasta, I would say that there is a lot of different types of energy there.
Okay.
I was mindful about walking around, and I had my dowsing rod with me, and I would be really cautious about where I was going if I was just going to an off beaten path kind of place.
Hmm.
The energy varied. I mean, incredible Palladian, loving,
Really?
nurturing energy in certain places that I was told about, where you could just sit and bathe. There's a forest of ascended masters there, which is pretty magnificent and very cool and very fanciful. You see them scooting around in this forest type setting. So that's kind of like a playful energy I found, and almost like a social energy. I can't see, but I feel. So I can feel them buzzing around.
Well,
But this other
if
one,
I can interrupt a second. So
sure,
ascended
sure.
masters,
Yes,
anybody like Jesus, Saint Germain, Sanat Kumara, there's a lot of ascended masters. But
sure.
also what happens is when we're in these energy vortexes, the veil is so much thinner. So you can just sense them more. They're just more easy to connect to. When you talk about the forest with the ascended masters, because when you step into that area, the veil thinner, you can connect more. So whether you can talk to them, whether you can just feel them, whether you talk to them and don't hear the answers, trust me, you're getting the answers. You really are.
Hmm.
But just to commune with them.
And be in their
Yeah.
presence. Just even to back up about the energy, for me, it was so palpable when you can tell when you're in it, when you're in this area of where the energy is, and when you're not. And that 5D, it was a big understanding of what are we talking about 5D energy, because you literally are there and it's like you're floating a little bit. You're floating a little bit. All is good. Everything is great. Like everything is going to be okay. There is a lot of love. There's this unity, sense of oneness just by being there. You can't deny it. So when you're
Mm,
talking so much about 5D, and 5D is a state of mind, it was so nice to have a taste of that in some ways, to be like, now I get kind of what we're talking about here.
yeah.
I guess I would say that that was like a pervasive energy. Then you have these other energies that are coming in. And I think what you're saying, right, is that you are at a higher frequency. So I was naturally at a higher state, meaning that I was naturally able to, like, as you said, commune and
Mhm.
connect in with other beings. And then I had another really profound, wild interaction with, I believe, Telosians.
Meaning the Lemurians and Telos.
Yes. And now I don't know how that all works. I ask sometimes, I'm like, okay, so are you not this, like, can I just not see you? Because I know that they are physical, or they can be in physical form.
They're in physical form, but they're in another dimension. It's like if you get up to get a drink of water right now, you may be able to talk to me from the kitchen, but I won't be able to see you because you won't be on screen anymore. I always say it's not past, present, future as lives go. And as far as timelines go, it's kitchen, living room, dining room. That's
That's a
why
great
when
way
you're
to.
in a 5D state of being, you could walk past somebody and they could not see you. I mean, this would happen to me in Sedona. They would not even see you because you are in a different dimensional awareness than them. So they just didn't notice. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's fascinating. So
It's
what was your
fascinating.
experience then with the Telosians?
So I was walking to this certain area and I had been introduced to it before by this man, Paula Venus, a very good guide. But I was venturing there on myself and it just was a complete portal. Like they stopped me. I was stopped in my tracks. And they basically were explaining that this was an entryway and that I had
Oh.
been here before when I was Atlantean was bringing Lemurians there. And they just were like pausing me basically to show me the gravity of the situation and grant me permission essentially to continue into this vortex, sure, but also entryway into not sure exactly what, Lemuria or what have you.
Telos is one enclave of Lemuria.
Sure,
Like my
just one.
experiences, and I think I discussed this in my one podcast that is The Truth About Atlantis and Lemuria. I opened up spontaneously 20 years ago. And once I opened up, everything kind of came to me. I mean, I didn't go looking for anything because I didn't know what to look for. So I was in a vision one day where this tall guy in a cape or cloak or something took me into this really tall, big cave. And it was just brown dirt. And he was talking to me and he explained the Lemurians. And once he took like the hood and the cape off, he was just a more beautiful, glowing, loving person. And we would walk through the cave and Andaran crystals, which Andaran crystals are like primordial energy. It's almost like cut glass. Andaran crystals, I find so extremely powerful. Have to be
Mhm.
real careful where you get them. We went through the cave, like through a tunnel, and off to the right was just a little brown dirt room, but it had these crystals sticking out of the walls. And
Wow.
I had already communed with Andaran crystals, with the Andaran beings, the collective consciousness. And so I went in there and we had quite a talk. But when I came out, my guide took me farther in, and it was like the cave ended. And we ended up in the crystalline city of Telos, the seventh dimensional crystalline city of Telos. So for
Mhm.
me, are they people that live in a cave underground? No, it's a different dimension, and it is a
Okay.
portal to Lemuria because Talos isn't the only Lemurian enclave. There's a lot of Lemurian experiences to be had, but it was very crystalline city for me. And I still go back
Yeah.
there because I have a six-dimensional Lemurian life and a seven-dimensional Lemurian life. So Nick, my six-dimensional Lemurian self, I can just go visit him and talk with him.
Mm.
So think of these energies as portals. Like in Sedona, you've got
Okay.
Bell Rock, and in front of it, you have Baby Bell. And Baby Bell
Yeah.
Rock, I remember the first time I climbed up it and was sitting there, and this is with my kids, like in 2011, and we were watching the sunset, and I kept seeing Aboriginals. And I'm like, what is going on? And
Mhm.
then someone said it's the ley lines. It connects to Uluru, Ayers Rock in Australia. I
Okay.
didn't know that. So I'm sitting on it and I'm seeing all of this stuff. And
Wow.
I'm asking my kids, do you see this? What is going on? And to the east of it is another little rock, closer to Courthouse Butte. And that is like a UFO rock. And so you sit on there and you just see the starships. Although I have seen massive starships land in front of Bell Rock. Those were praying mantis people, and they were very cool. It is really weird to talk to like an 8 foot high praying mantis, you know,
Yeah, I
but they were
imagine.
really cool. My Arcturian collective, the life I have there of the collective consciousness, my Arcturian collective helped me see the starship and the praying mantis people. Well, those are just a few of the experiences we've had in Mount Shasta and Sedona. So if you're interested in learning more or learning how to do it yourself, then let me know in the comments if you're on YouTube. And I can go more deeply into the wonderful multidimensional experiences I had in Sedona and how you can have them too.